Show up!
Okay, here in the messy garage, today we're going to put on Marshall's crank.
Mine.
So to put on a new crank, and for the sake of the video we'll take off the whole crank set, is to show you how to replace a crank set. Okay, so what you'll need to replace your crank set, that's what we're doing today, replacing a crank set, is you will need, number 1, a crank set, in this case a crank. 2, a pedal to put on the crank set. 3, most importantly, a crank puller. Okay, you can. I've seen videos of people ghetto rigging certain tools to act as a crank puller. I like to personally use the proper tool, but you know, hey, it's a ghetto repair. Make it ghetto. Okay, lastly, you'll need an 8mm Allen wrench, and finally, lube.
That's a big ass Allen wrench.
You're a big ass Allen wrench.
You know it, baby.
Baby. Yeah, you need lube for those special occasions, keeping everything nice and slippery. Moving on. All right. First step.
Oh, hot damn.
I don't want this to be backlit.
It's okay.
They'll never see anything.
Am I like awkwardly in the background?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can do that. We're starting out on YouTube, and we're allowed to have a few.
It's my baby.
Yeah, this is his baby.
Okay, first you want to take the crank off.
Yeah, the pedal's kind of in the way there.
That's okay. We're not going to take the pedal off. This is a ghetto repair. We're going to make it ghetto. Usually you want to take the pedal off. You want to look at me? Hey, camera. All right, you can look back now. All right, usually you want to take the pedal off to allow your Allen wrench to move a little more freely. I'm lazy and don't want to do that, so this is just going to be sped up.
Safe pace.
There we go. Now, oh yeah, you make sure you put your parts. Where's the camera lens is right here. Make sure you put your parts somewhere you can get them, and don't lose them, because that would suck. Oh jeez, I can't use that. Okay, what? Moving on. Okay, so we have both boats off. What? We have both bolts off.
Both boots off.
Put the boot down.
Bippity boppity.
Now, crank puller. Insert crank puller. Twist crank puller. God damn it! Twist crank puller. There we go. Come on! There we go. Nope, not happening. Hey, we got it.
Only took half an hour.
Okay, now you want to keep rotating and twisting until the bolt, the little crank puller stops. And now, with this is the Park Tools CCP44. Excellent crank puller, sponsor. Keep rotating it to the right. And if you notice, come over here. Look over the crank. You'll start seeing the crank come off the spline. Come here, camera. Okay, right here, crank. Slowly but surely coming off the spline. Now hold it right here, please. Thank you. God, hold the camera somewhat. Thanks, Weston.
Yeah, you're designated cameraman now because I suck at it.
Cause your ass.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And
You're
as it
excused.
comes off, come on. There we go. We have. Gotta remove crank.
Uncrank.
Uncrank is something. Who's that felton? Okay. This is all like an ad sponsor thing. Who's the felton? Who's the felton? Who's the felton? Hey! Alright, now you want to make sure you're very careful with your tools because some of these tools can be very delicate. Okay. Come over here, we do the same thing with this side. Take your Park Tools CCP44 crank tool, responsible. You rotate it.
There we go.
Oh man, it's going in so smooth.
It's always better the second time.
Yeah, it is, man. And we twist, and we keep twisting until we have a removed crank. Woohoo! It is.
Oh my god, that's cool. I want to clean the majority of the...
Then you use some Park Tool PPL1
and get that stuff dunked up all good.
Sponsor us.
Just want to get that.
I put music over some of this because you guys talk too much.
Gotta get all over it. All over the
I'm
splines.
taking the music off over some of these parts.
All over the splines.
Have fun editing me out the back.
Okay, it's good enough.
All right, we leave. Okay. All right, that's it for the video. No.
That's how you take it off. We won't show you how to put it back on.
Yeah, part 2, putting back on, coming out next week.
Yep, that means you have to watch it.
Okay, next step. Okay, where's the old crank? Oh, there it is.
Well,
Right in front of you.
Old crank. What you do with this one is you. That was loud.
Fuck.
And you take the new crank.
And don't throw it around because it's brand new and it only cost me a fortune. That's $20.
Yeah, it's about $20 in Marshall speak.
Oh.
Well, we keep this bolt with that. Okay, now you take your new crank
I'm gonna drink through my nose.
and your new nut, or it's new bolt. Okay, with your non-stripped insert. What? Are you getting through your nose? That's so gross. Is your eye watering right now? Are you drowning right now? That's gonna be the same. Get out of the garage. It's gonna be like the same thing as getting waterboarded. All right, back to the video. Okay. Oh gee.
I'm amazed he actually
Okay.
got a couple gulps.
So since this is a sealed bottom bracket, which means that the the bottom bracket doesn't come out, and it is also a 3-piece crankset instead of 2. The axle is not attached to the crank, so it stays inside the bike. With a 2-piece crankset, what you'll do is once you pull out the crank puller, one of the crank arms, probably this one with the chain rings, will have the through axle on it, the axle on it. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting everything back together. Okay. What?
My nose really hurts.
This guy.
My nose really hurts.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry about it, man.
If you have a front derailleur, make sure you don't put it on like this and try and wonder why it's not going on correctly. Make sure you actually get it.
That's why we just take the derailleur off.
No, don't do that. We're lazy. Remember?
Oh, by the way, my splines are screwed up on both parts, so you're just gonna have to force it on with a mallet.
Okay, so in case your splines are completely screwed up by the owner, we're gonna take a rubber mallet. This is rubber. See, rubber.
Real rubber.
Okay, but just in case, we're gonna take some paper towels. This is ghetto garage, baby. That's what you should title this video: Ghetto Garage. How to replace a crankset. Just keep screwing around the entire time. Okay, make a soft pad for your female and one for your and one for your crank. Okay, have a buddy that trusts you very much. Hold it there.
Now hit it.
Okay.
Now hit it.
Right there, right in the middle knuckle. It's right where the spline is. Just all right, so he's fine. Learn your lesson, kids. Don't be Marshall. Are you okay? No. You're missing a finger. How's it going? He's just missing a finger, it's all. Okay.
And a knuckle.
Alright.
Try this one more time. Is there a crank on there?
Get your fat head out of the shot.
Okay.
Wait, hold up.
Alright, so Marshall had to leave due to medical issues and personal issues. Don't know why. He said his hand started hurting a little bit. Back to the video. Okay, now we got your crank kind of on there. Take a little bit of padding if you don't have a rubber mallet and just kind of love tap it in there. I hope I hit my fingers.
Good thing you had the padding. Don't be a Charlie Brown.
And we're on there. Okay, now that you have your crank on there, we're gonna go back and grab the bolt that go. This is the one that came from the crank side. Okay, Grab the same bolt, put it in there, get your 8mm Allen wrench. Big Daddy. That's what we call the cameraman. Hey, Weston. Okay, and just go ahead and start screwing it on there. And if you're unsure of how tight you're supposed to screw in the bolt, you can check, you know, if you have a newer bike, you can go online and check the specs for how tight you're supposed to, you know, in Newton meters or foot pounds. You're supposed to tighten these bolts. I go by feel, since I've done this a couple times.
Keyword, a couple.
More than a couple.
Okay, yeah, like 4. It's more than a couple.
Okay. Nice and screwed on. Now we go to the opposite side with the new crank. I want to cut that out, young lady. Okay. Now that you have your actual crank arm on, I think this is the drive side. Yeah, your drive side crank arm into the bike. Now you want to get your opposite side crank arm, your non-drive side, and we've already lubed it up. Going to the crank puller. What we do need, oh, there it is. The bolt's already in there. Okay, same deal. Okay, now you want to put your crank arm straight up and you want to put it the same position, just like this. Okay, that way when you pedal, you're using all the muscle groups. Just kidding. Okay, you'll have your drive side, or your drive side straight up or straight down, whichever one you pick. Just make sure that those of you who've been through geometry and algebra, 180 degrees from the top of the crank. So you want them opposite each other. Now, grab your hammer, your soft headed hammer, your soft mallet. Yeah, this is
You don't
rubber.
have to do
It
it.
looks metallic, but this is rubber. Okay, I just add a little more stuff to it to make it nice and soft. I thought you were supposed to be at the hospital.
I'm back.
Yeah, your hammer's great. They put on a new one for you.
Got it on myself.
Yeah, put it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's from Billy Bob Hillbilly.
Oh, you dented my rim.
What? I thought I put it on backwards, dude. I was getting so angry.
No.
I was like, no. Okay, it should be on to a point where we can get this thing screwed in.
God damn, dude. Jesus.
Okay, leave that nut in there, and we'll go back and get our 8mm Allen wrench and start getting it nice and tight in there. And there we go.
Now pedal.
Yep. We'll put the pedal on. We can put the pedal on now.
Happy birthday.
Okay. Put on these pedals. We already have the first one on, the second one on.
You already have the wrench.
Hey, Jacob, this pedal's not fitting the insert, dude. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, dude, look how big the pedal is compared to the insert. That thing's ginormous. That's not fitting.
What are you doing? Try it.
I'm trying. It's not gonna fit you. It's fitting, dude. I'm God, dude, no. It is reaction. And I said that, and you're like, here's the fit. I go, and I said twisting it the wrong way. Dick. I'm sorry.
Fucking dick, man.
I had to get your reaction. Wait. Put your pedal on.
Let you look at the wrench. Oh shit! I don't even think I was videoing that.
Oh.
That's what I know what I'm doing. Oh shit. Nice and tight.
Is it really?
God. Okay, it's nice and tight. Now I put the chain back on. All right, first things first.
I'm the realist.
Go ahead and put your chain back onto the bike. Make sure you put it through the front derailleur, so that way you don't go around it. And good look at me. So some chain teeth and some chains are made specially to fit a certain way on the bike. So some chain, some are made to fit with narrow wide chains, narrow wide chain rings, and some chains are meant to specifically to fit that on that a certain way. It's a narrow wide, some teeth are bigger, and then the other ones are smaller to keep chain tension and chain retention, so it doesn't, you don't slip a chain.
No, I'd start that over. That's gonna look like a complete idiot for doing that.
No, let's skip it. He'll come look at it. Okay, now come over and look what he's doing. Okay, now what he's gonna do now is he's gonna loop the chain through the correct way. Now going from under the bike, now work on the bike backwards. The chain is gonna start up here on the bottom of the chain ring, work its way all the way down here, go over the top jockey. I'll hold this for you.
Thank you, buddy. It would not, catch on with all the teeth.
There we go.
Isn't that what it's supposed to do?
And then around to the other side, the other jockey. He's gonna put it through there. And some derailleurs have this little stop right here. Unfortunately, his does not. That will, once you push it down, it'll keep the tension, keep less tension on the chain, so that way you don't have to hold this thing. Oh yeah, and some chains come with master links, which is this little thing right here. I'll show the audience. You can do that thing there.
You broke it.
Okay, so a master link looks like this. One half goes through one chain link, looks like that, and the other half is the same exact thing on the opposite side, so that way it's very easy to get your chain on and off. Some chains unfortunately don't have that, so you have to have a chain tool. Okay, now a way to get a master link to pop back in place is, here, come over and look at this. Okay, the master link, it's in place, but you want to make sure it's nice and tight. So what you do is you'll pull the cranks back like this, get a little farther out. Pull the cranks back like this, and lurch forward real quick. That way you get it to pop back nice and in place. Okay. Last thing to do is chain maintenance and drivetrain maintenance. Get it here. So we have a chain loop over there, and down in my box of mystery, we have a drivetrain brush. Okay? This is meant for your chain rings. This is meant to get inside of the cassette. Okay?
What is the cassette?
The cassette is right here.
Okay.
Okay, and what you'll do is you'll just kind of move it back. And this little brush will get nice down and in there, and get all that nasty grime out. Okay, I think we're done there. Okay, now come up to the chain ring. Okay, sometimes you can do the chain on, and then you can take the chain off and go around the chain ring, and just kind of brush it like that. And when you get behind the crank arm, just use this little brush. Okay, put the chain back on. Oh, yeah, come here. Okay, now, go ahead and take that and put it in the bench. We're going to use some chain lube. Okay, do you have a lube? Right over there. Okay, now this is wet lube. There's wet lube and there's dry lube. I want to cut that one out. Make the blooper reel. So this is wet lube. There's wet lube and there's dry lube. Dry lube is lube that you can leave on, and it will resist mud and dirt and dry, stuff that's in the air that when you're riding on the trails. Ideal conditions for wet lube is when it's really muddy and rainy outside, and there's not really a lot of chance for dust or stuff to get inside the drivetrain that will like float down from the air. The ideal scenario for dry lube is quite the opposite. You want desert conditions almost, where the trail like it's going to be today is very sandy, very dry. It's more sunny than there is rain. Okay, this is wet lube. I don't have any dry lube today. I'm out of that. Okay, so to lube the chain, you want to try and aim away, because this is lubricant and this is a disc brake right here. You don't want to get any kind of contaminant on the disc brake that'll make it not work anymore. Okay, so go ahead and get a paper towel for me. So what I like to do is put just a paper towel that I fold up on the back of the disc brake, so that way it doesn't. That way I minimize the chances of it getting on the disc brake. And now I'm gonna come over here. Okay, and I'm going to open up the lube and apply light little drips to it. You can give it a slight squeeze. This one, I've used it so much that it just kind of drips out. So just give it a slight squeeze, run it through the chain. Try and get every single link. Okay, that should do it. It's okay if you get 1 or 2 links, or if you do it, go over it twice. Just don't do it too much. Okay. Now a lot of people say, all right, now from here, go ahead and start switching between the gears. You don't want to do that. I'm going to keep it going through the same gear, get the lube moving through the chain, moving through the drivetrain, and then once you take the lube off, move it up a little bit. Once you take the lube off, then you can start moving the chain through the drivetrain. Now you'll take a paper towel or some kind of towel. I'll just take this paper towel for now. Put it on lightly on the chain, and just move the chain through the paper towel. This is where you see all that grime and stuff come off from previous rides when this chain wasn't even taken care of.
No, that's false.
Nah, just this really black, sludgy kind of grime that gets onto the chain. Okay, you're gonna get the sides a little bit. And you look down. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're gonna see. Okay, just go ahead and throw that out.
Move.
Okay. And now, I'm going to go ahead and move this through the drivetrain. Seems to be working okay. Could use some indexing, but we'll save that for a later video.
What is that? None of your business. I'm sorry.
Okay, and that is how you put on cranks and take care of your chain.
Whoa, now we go ride.
Yeah, now we're gonna ride.